Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Anthony Palumbo. Thank you very, very much for participating in this class, for signing up for it, for the online seminar in communication research, COM 2600 75314201970, social security number, area code. It's quite a few numbers, but I want to be sure that everybody's here. So my name is Dr. Anthony Palumbo. As I said, I have 2 years of market research experience and about 2 years of consulting experience. My market research experience was doing work for Nielsen as a graduate student, and I also spent a year as a research manager at Ipsos, which is a market research firm in New York City. They do all kinds of research. I was responsible for conducting research studies for HBO, CNN, Facebook, Sesame Street, Fox Sports 1. I'll stop dropping names, but it was a good experience, but I ultimately missed academia and kind of the rigor of academia. On the academic side, I have published papers in some of the top video game journals, and my area of research is media management. I look at the consumer behavior, branding, and marketing behind TV, video games, and film. I have 5 publications, a book chapter, and I have about 7 articles that are currently under review at journals. So I am a voracious, hungry researcher. This is a topic that is very, very near and dear to my heart and is something that I take pride in, and I hope you take pride in as well. The class is rigorous, the class is challenging, but you've also spent money on this class and you've made an investment in me, and so I believe you deserve a high quality product. And hopefully you'll agree through all of the lectures and all of the assignments that I've put together, everything should be spelled out well, everything should be clear and concise. Additionally, I promise my students 2 things. It's 2 things you'll always have with my classes. You will have the most fun, hopefully, that you've ever had, and hopefully you will also be challenged more than you ever have. It's kind of a difficult tightrope act to walk, but it is kind of a perfect dovetail of what I think a class really should be. This is fun. It should be fun, but it should be challenging. You should feel as though you are growing during this class. If there's any point in which you feel like you're not growing in this class, if there's any point in which you're wondering what you're learning, or if you're confused, or if you have questions, please email me. I know a lot of students tend to think, well, he doesn't care, he's got things to do. Well, yeah, I have things to do, but we all have things to do. It's important that you understand everything and that everything is crystal clear. And it does a great service for me to know what you're tripped up on. I can repair things, I can be confident to correct things in the future for other classes. Please speak up. It's not a big deal. It really isn't. Bother me, email me. It's not an issue. It really isn't. And so, course description, we're going to be going through a wide gamut of different research methods: survey, experiment, content analysis, in-depth interviews, focus groups, ethnographies, case studies. We're going to go through everything. And you are going to be exposed to quite a bit, and quite a bit is going to be expected of you. But you will be prepared, I promise you. The nice thing about this course is that it does build on itself. We start with a journal article critique. You will find an academic article and you will critique it. The second thing you'll do is you'll actually write a research proposal. You'll write up a literature review, a full literature review. The third thing you'll do is you'll do an online midterm. The fourth thing that we have is a final market research presentation. You in groups, and this is the original research projects that you will be conducting, you'll be doing it in groups. You will be creating a survey, you will be disseminating it through Qualtrics, which is a program that I have for my students, and you will also be drafting a focus group interview guide or a focus group guide, and you will be running focus groups. So this class, although we start theoretical, because it is important to start theoretical, you will be walking out of here with something that is industry ready, something that is very much applied, and something that you can show and you can be confident of. And I look for my students to leave from class with something. And so I think that's very, very important. My objectives are to get you to do your own original projects, again, under course description, your own original projects, but I am working toward having you run these in groups. So you will be put into groups and you will be working together on these research projects. The projects have a tremendous bit of flexibility. You will be investigating or interrogating an entertainment brand or technology brand of your selection, and you will be able to look at the brand and its two competitors. You will be running a survey based on that and a focus group based on that, but we will get into that later on in the semester. So, course objectives, I want you to foster an environment for working together. It's so important that you feel as though you are working together. When I do research with my colleagues or when I conduct research with clients, I'm working with people. I'm constantly working with people, and working with people can be frustrating. I tend to be a bit of a driver, and I tend to be a bit of a pusher when it comes to getting research done, and I put pressure on my colleagues quite often, and I also put pressure on clients to give me clear, distinct answers so that I can best serve them. And so it's not easy, but it is good to be in that particular situation. And so you will be doing that at the end. You're also going to be able to read critically and evaluate existing research in media and cultural studies. The goal is for you to carry out small-scale empirical research. I want you to feel comfortable doing data collection. I want you to feel comfortable creating research questions and creating hypotheses and creating surveys and creating focus group guides. I want you to walk away saying, my gosh, I grew as a researcher. If I ever wanted to become a researcher, I grew. I absolutely grew. And nothing warms my heart more than hearing that, maybe but for a journal publication. But it does give me great joy for students to say this class changed my life, or I learned so much in this class. Nothing terrifies me more than as an educator than hearing, well, I didn't learn anything in this class. Unfortunately, I haven't had that yet, but I do not rest on my laurels. And so I hold my feet to the fire every semester. And so please, if you feel like you're not learning anything or doing anything, notify me. It's important. I want to make sure students are challenged and get something out of this. As we move along to method of evaluation, you will be doing weekly discussion posts with your fellow colleagues. And so each week you're going to have a discussion post to fill out. So if you go under discussions, and I'm clicking along on Blackboard, you'll see that there's the module or the series of questions. So discussion questions, you'll have 4 questions. And what I'm looking for is, about a paragraph per, discussion question. So you want to be mindful of doing so. So you want to be sure that each discussion question has a paragraph. So that should be about 4 to 6 sentences, which isn't terribly difficult to do. Be sure that you've read, the book chapter. Be sure that you've listened to the video lectures. You're all bright, wonderful people. I know that you can come up with 4 to 6 sentences per discussion question. So you essentially should have 4 discussion questions. Additionally, you'll be asked to respond to at least 2 other discussion posts from other students. Each response should be 4 to 6 sentences long. But those are just, 4 sentences writing back to Anna or 4 sentences writing back to Steve's post. You're not responding to each individual post. You're kind of doing a summation of all the posts. The discussion posts are posted weekly, and they will also be due at 5 p.m. And that's kind of your class participation, if you will. Each Monday, I'm going to try to post a video just to kind of keep us moving along and kind of commenting on the work thus far in the class. Article review. You'll choose a research study from a scholarly peer-reviewed journal published within the last 10 years. Submit a 2 to 3 page critique of the article. You'll see the assignment description for more details. But that assignment is pretty straightforward. You'll have a midterm As well, it'll likely be an online essay midterm, I believe, is what I'm going to be assigning you. You'll also have the literature review, as I mentioned, research project, and the focus group analysis will deal with a client. I believe our client this semester is WPLR 99.1. It's a radio station in Connecticut I've been able to secure. So there, what usually happens is I secure a client, I do a project for them. It usually produces focus group transcripts. I give those focus group transcripts or some of them to you to read through and then to answer questions. And so it's a pretty straightforward assignment. Course policies, you need to submit items online and on time. And everything is due at 5 p.m. Your ability to submit items will be under assignments on Blackboard. So all you have to do is submit them through assignments. If assignments is not working for you, directly email me your assignments. It's not the end of the world. Plagiarism, I look for plagiarism. I do report students all the time for plagiarism. It baffles me and it breaks my heart, truthfully, because nothing is more frustrating and exhausting and unnerving than catching a student plagiarizing. It's not fun for the professor. I don't care who you have. I don't care how crotchety he or she is. Nobody likes reporting students. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It's probably the worst part of my job is reporting students for plagiarism. Please reread your work. Please be sure that you cite everything, have in-text sources, be sure that you put things into your own words. If you are going to use a passage, put it in quotes. Please do the things that you're supposed to do with your assignments. It's important because your stuff is submitted to Blackboard, which is online. And St. John's University does do class audits. They do look at classes. They do look at submitted assignments. And I don't want people questioning why I didn't report someone for plagiarism. And so that's why I do report for plagiarism. If you have any questions about plagiarism, just email me. It really isn't a big deal. The Purdue OWL, Purdue, OWL, is excellent in helping you with citations and references and plagiarism and all of that. I highly, highly recommend it. Please ask, please ask, please ask. Written work. I'm looking for written work that conforms to APA style. Also on the Purdue OWL, you can find APA style. APA style is pretty easy, and so all of you should be able to do that. You can see here, I have actually two links. I have the OWL Purdue, the Purdue OWL, which is very, very useful. But I also have a link for Calvin/library/Nightsite. Nightsite is wonderful. I used it for my dissertation. I use it for publications. I use it for everything. Truth be told, I really do. And I just think Nightsite is so darn easy. I've opened the link if you care to follow along. And so if you've opened the link for Nightsite, I'll give you a second to do that, just to click on it, let the window pop up. Okay. Once it's opened, you'll see on your left-hand side, at the top left, you'll see citation style in white. You'll see MLA, APA, and Chicago under it. All you need to do is to click on APA. That's the first thing you click on. The first thing you click on is APA. As you scroll down, you can see that you can cite for basic books, encyclopedias, you can cite for magazines, for newspapers, for all of those things, and website documents. So as you scroll down, you can see what you need to cite for. It'll tell you what to fill out. It's very, very easy to use. I highly, highly recommend the site, and I recommend it really in all of my classes, truthfully. Let's see what else we have here. Disability services, for any accommodations you have, please let me know. Just let me know. Make sure you have a note, but please let me know. If you have any kind of medical, disabilities or if there's anything that you're suffering with, please let me know. I can make an accommodation. That's easy, but just make sure you have the note. As we scroll down for the tentative schedule, that's everything, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, September 4th, Introduction to Research in Ideology, Entertainment Theory and Psychology, Breaking Down Academic Research, Intro to Quant, Research Survey Experiment, Content Analysis, Intro to Qualitative, so we get into qualitative research in about 6 weeks from now, 5-6 weeks. October 23rd, Focus Groups, Textual Analysis. October 30th, Ethnography and Case Study. November 6th will be the midterm. November 13th, Group Research Design. November 20th, Data Visualization and Market Research Report. November 27th, Data Collection. December 4th, you'll have that week to just kind of work on your presentations. I will be supporting you in that. December 11th, class presentations. Class presentation will be due Friday, December 13th at 5 p.m. And so what you'll be responsible for is delivering the presentation itself. And then December 18th, the focus group analysis will be due Friday, December 20th at 5 p.m. And so that's really the structure of the class. It's pretty, I think it's pretty simple to kind of follow along. But of course, let me know if there are any issues. I'm going to try to make this as interactive as possible. I'm very much used to seeing all of my students and seeing all different kinds of posts. If you care to post comments, especially if there are video comments, you can certainly do so as well. I welcome that in the discussion sections, but be sure that they are lengthy as well. That's what we're looking for here. But video posts, I am absolutely a fan of as well for the discussion. But again, I will be looking at the amount that you say. So make sure, again, 4 to 6 sentences per discussion question for your individual posts, and then 4 to 6 sentences for 2 other people evaluating the entirety of their posts. I believe that is everything. I am sure that other things may come up as we move along. You do have discussion posts due this Friday, so be sure that you look at the discussion posts. You have 4 questions there, and you also have videos to watch as well. Please watch the journal article video. I explain what goes on. Also, if you open up the journal article assignment, which is in your first module, if you scroll through it, you will see I have provided you a demo. I do this for all my assignments, generally. I go through the assignments with directions. You will have a rubric. I give you the rubric that I am evaluating you on. You will see how I evaluate you. And 3, I provide a demo. So make sure that you scroll through the entire journal article assignment as well with all assignments, because I am here to make sure that you succeed. I believe that is everything that I can tell you for now. Please email me with any questions. Thank you again for signing up for this. I really do look forward to reading all of your posts. Best of luck this week. And again, you do have work due this week. Thank you, guys.